So usually Papoose is upstairs.
Oh yeah, he upstairs.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're back again with another Claressa Shields and Papoose post. I know, but listen. Claressa Shields absolutely refuses to take solid advice, fellas. She swears everybody hates her. She thinks all criticism equals hate. What she doesn't get is that people are actually looking out for her best interests. She also doesn't understand that folks don't want her shoved down our throats by constantly parading around a very married man. And yes, that married man is Papoose. Especially when Papoose, who for years stayed off the internet and out of the spotlight outside of love and hip-hop, is suddenly front and center on camera. Now it's non-stop content. Every single time Claressa Shields needs to prove to the world that she and Pap are a thing. You feel me? Because whenever he's not in New York City, not around Remy, not around the child he shares with Remy, his wife, or whatever entanglements he's juggling back home, boom, the camera is right in our faces, y'all. The camera is right there. Now, the first clip I want to get into is this moment where people were side-eyeing the body language between Claressa Shields and Papoose at the press conference. Personally, I didn't really see anything crazy, but hey, y'all are gonna do what y'all do. There's going to be a debate about it regardless. So here's just a quick snippet of that moment. And of course, I muted the audio for copyright reasons, but it's just a quick little clip. So I guess what some people were saying is that it looked like Claressa Shields was low-key directing Papoose, telling him how to stand, where to pose, all that extra stuff, even pulling him closer and encouraging more affection for the cameras. I guess the idea was to really sell whatever this is supposed to be. And again, let's be clear, this is your press conference for your upcoming boxing match. It's your fight rollout. Yet somehow, you want Papoose to be the main attraction. You want Papoose hopping into some lazy freestyle that nobody asked for, nobody felt, and nobody's replaying. And we're all just supposed to deal with it. No, you don't understand. This situation is going to keep getting dragged out. It's going to keep being discussed the more Papoose keeps getting forced into our faces. We didn't ask for Papoose. Do you feel what I'm saying? When Papoose was with Remy Ma stood on her own. You know what I mean? Remy Ma stood alone. You might have seen her pop out with Fat Joe, with Terror Squad here and there, but that made sense because that was her circle. That was part of the, feel me, the rap dynamic, where if she featured on his track or he featured on hers, it was organic. We were not seeing Papoose everywhere. Papoose stayed behind the scenes for the most part. He'd pop out when it mattered. Red carpets, award shows, and being a supportive husband. You know what I'm saying? But he was never all up in our face like this. So the next clip we need to get into is Claressa Shields, who I guess thinks she's trolling or joking about something she herself told us, about Papoose always being upstairs. And honestly, I'm confused again, because you are the one who shared that information first. So when people joke about it, remember, it came directly from you. Which means, you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about him always being upstairs, which is only when he's actually in town, which is only when he's actually with you. But either way, let's get into this clip, and then we'll react.
So usually Papoose is upstairs.
Oh yeah, he upstairs.
Listen, Claressa Shields, we never would have even known Papoose was upstairs if you hadn't told us. You're the one who volunteered that information, and then when people clown you for it, you hop on live acting confused about why Papoose being upstairs is suddenly a topic. Again, it just doesn't seem to be clicking for Claressa Shields. I really don't think it's registering that the harder she tries to force feed us Papoose, this is the complete opposite of how things used to be. Papoose was seen, not heard, when he was with Remy Ma. He wasn't doing all this talking. He wasn't glued to the cameras. He wasn't all over the videos. He wasn't wrapped up in boxing content and all this extra stuff. It's like she doesn't realize we're not trying to see it. We're not trying to feature it. We're not trying to hear it. Because we already know how this ends. It ends the same way it always does when someone gets involved with a married person. It always ends the same way. And here's the part nobody wants to deal with. Let's say Papoose and Remy Ma eventually finalize that divorce, right? What makes you think you're going to be treated better than Remy Ma was? What makes you think the same behavior won't circle right back on you? And low-key, there have already been some things Papoose has done that look shady and messy, and Claressa Shields is either pretending not to see it or putting on a front for the cameras like everything is sweet at home. Because there's no way someone you're allegedly romantically involved with is spending the holidays elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to spend time with your child, but turning it into a full-blown holiday celebration with your wife, your child, and everything else? Come on now. Absolutely not. And then he just took another trip back. Yes, another trip back. When exactly? What's the next holiday coming up? Is it Valentine's Day? Is that the next big date on the calendar? So what is that supposed to look like? Is Papoose gonna be in New York, or is Papoose gonna be upstairs? You know what I'm saying? With Claressa Shields while she's locked in preparing for a fight. Because I'm confused. But honestly, it doesn't even matter if the divorce isn't finalized, because even if Papoose is physically here, he could still easily, you know what I'm saying, send roses, send gifts, send edible arrangements right over to Remy, and all of this other stuff we've already seen. I don't care if it was an old Remy Ma video that resurfaced, you know what I'm saying, talking about her husband. That wasn't accidental. So who's really behind that so-called fan page? I'll ask it again. Who's behind the alleged fan page? Because here's the thing, celebrities, reality stars, all of them know exactly what fan pages exist for them. That's important to understand too. So even if it wasn't Remy's official page, somebody knows about that page. Because let me ask you this, where do you think that video I just posted of Claressa Shields talking about the Papoose always upstairs situation came from? Where did it originate? That post in our and Claressa Shields fan page, y'all. The one with about 36,000 followers on Instagram. So all these celebrities, every single one of them follow their fan pages. They watch them, they see what's being posted, and as long as the promo is positive, they'll repost it. Just like Claressa Shields reposted that video straight from the fan page. So if you have a fan page, you know exactly what content is circulating. You're co-signing what's being posted as long as it benefits your image. That's why you can't convince me that Remy Ma's video wasn't intentional, no matter how old it was. And like I said before, even on TikTok at the end of December, Remy Ma was wearing that yellow plaid shirt. She was flashing her wedding ring again. That was late 2025. And we also know that at the end of 2025, Remy Ma and Papoose were together at Daniel's Leather, even though they tried to lie and say otherwise. Even though the owner had on the same outfit, posted a full video featuring Papoose, which mysteriously got deleted, and claimed that Friday was when Papoose was supposed to come out and say something. Papoose hasn't said a single word. Papoose has stayed completely silent about the Remy Ma videos or Remy Ma wearing her wedding ring. He hasn't said anything at all. He hasn't addressed Remy Ma's TMZ interview where she was promoting the Remy network, doing press, and clearly said, "When Papoose calls, I answer." Nothing. Papoose hasn't said a word about the divorce. He hasn't clarified whether it's finalized, whether there's a decree, or whether a divorce is even happening at all. But now, all of a sudden, him and Claressa Shields seem to think, okay, if we put ourselves out there more, maybe the public will warm up to us as they did with Remy and Remy. But that's where you gotta twist it, Paps. You're misunderstanding the whole thing and misreading the room. You were seen, not heard. Now, within the context of love and hip-hop, that's different. But outside of that space, you were still seen and not heard, Papoose. Now you've jumped into this new lane where you think being more visible next to Claressa Shields somehow equals better PR. And I genuinely don't get it. As long as you are still a married man, people are not going to embrace this. They're going to keep dragging it. And forcing this narrative down our throats is not helping anything. It's not fixing the situation. It's only making the backlash louder. People are going to keep calling it out. People are going to say it makes them uncomfortable. People are going to say it's triggering. People are going to say this just isn't it. Because if you're such an elite boxer, if your record is really that solid, If you're allegedly securing an $8 million deal on your own, even though you later walked it back and said Papoose helped, then why does Papoose need to be front and center in everything? Why does it feel like he's being positioned as the reason for your success? You're giving him more shine than you're giving yourself. You're promoting Papoose harder than you're promoting you. So I've got to ask, whose career is this really? Yours or Papoose's? But see, that's not clicking for you. That's not registering. And at that point, there's nothing I can do. If the dots aren't connecting, they just aren't connecting. So with that being said, that's it. That's all. Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.